Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Minneapolis City Council. My name is John Quincy, and as the majority leader of the council, I will be presiding today as President Johnson and Vice President Glidden are both out of town today. Could the clerk call the roll, please?
Councilmember Bender.
Here.
Glidden is absent. Yang.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Warsami is absent. Goodman.
Present.
Fry.
Here.
Palmisano.
Present.
Gordon.
Here.
Kano is absent. Reich.
Here.
President Johnson is absent. Chair Quincy.
Here.
There are 9 members present.
Thank you, and that let the record reflect we have a quorum present. I know we're going to need 9 votes at one point for a couple of items. So the first item is the adoption of the agenda. May I have a motion from that, Councilmember Gordon? All those in approval, please say aye. Opposed, no. That carries. The acceptance of the minutes is next from the regular meeting of January 15th. May I have a motion?
I move acceptance.
Opposed, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. And opposed, and that item carries. Finally, we have the referral of petitions, communications, and reports to proper council committees. May I have a motion?
So moved.
All those in favor, please say aye. And opposed, and that carries. With that, colleagues, we turn to the next order of business, which is the reports from our standing policy committees, beginning with the Committee of the Whole, which will be given today by Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Today I bring one item forward, the Enterprise Racial Equity Plan for Supplier Diversity, and I can answer any questions, but would like to move that item forward.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson has moved approval of the report of the Committee of the Whole. Is there any discussion on that item? Not seeing any. The clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Councilmember Reich is absent. Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 9 ayes.
Thank you, and that report is adopted. Next report is from the Community Development and Regulatory Services Committee. That'll be given by the committee's chair, Councilmember Goodman.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are 15 items on our agenda for approval this morning. They include land sales in items 1, 2, and 3. Item 4 are some changes to our mobile food vendors. Item 5 is our regular licenses and consumer services agenda. Items 6 and 7 and 8 are conditions on massage and bodywork establishments. Items 9 and 10 are rental license dwelling conditions. Item 11 is a contract with Hennepin County with regard to MFIP. Item 12 is a property acquisition by Hennepin County at 3633 Chicago Avenue. Items 13 and 14 are accepting grants, and item 15 is an amendment to the Downtown East Commons with regard to the pay-as-you-go construction. With that, I'll move items 1 through 15 for approval this morning.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Goodman has moved approval of the CDRS report. Any discussion on any of those items? Not seeing any. All those in favor? We'll have the clerk call the roll, please.
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
Thank you. That carries, and the report is approved. Next, we'll have the report of the Health, Environment, and Community Engagement Committee given by that committee's chair, Councilmember Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Health, Environment, and Community Engagement Committee is bringing forward 6 items for approval today. The first is approving the City Council appointment of Laurel Nightingale for a 2-year term to our Public Health Advisory Committee. Second item is authorizing a issuance of a request for proposals for our 2016 One Minneapolis Fund, and also authorizing the Neighborhood and Community Engagement Commission to review the proposals and make recommendations on funding awards back to the City Council. The third item is authorizing a contract with the Minnesota Department of Health to accept a little bit over $1.5 million in federal funding for maternal, infant, and early childhood home visiting. The fourth item is authorizing a contract with Hennepin County to receive $20,000 in state health improvement program funding so that we can work to reduce the use of menthol, tobacco in African American communities. The fifth item is authorizing a 10-year license agreement with the Minneapolis Public Schools to use space in the event of a public health emergency. And the final item is authorizing a contract with Almeida, increasing the contract by $150 to provide online diabetes education. And I will move all 6 items forward, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Are there any questions or discussion on any of those items? Not seeing any. Mr. Casey, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
Thank you. And that report is adopted. Next, we have the report from the Public Safety, Civil Rights, Emergency Management Committee, given by that committee's chair, Councilmember Yang.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Today, we have one item for approval. That item is a bomb detection services contract amendment with the University of Minnesota for Minnesota Vikings game that has been played already.
Is there any discussion on that item? Not seeing any. Mr. Carl, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
Thank you very much. And that report is adopted. Next, we have the report from the Transportation and Public Works Committee, given by that committee's chair, Councilmember Reich.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The committee will be forwarding 6 items today. Item number 1 is the contract amendment with the University of Minnesota for water distribution system research, and that's authorizing a contract with a contract that we have to extend it from December 31st, 2015 to December 31st, 2016. Item 2 is the Xerxes Avenue South Alley Construction Project designation and setting that public hearing. That public hearing will be March 1st, 2016. The following items are referred to the Ways and Means Committee. Item 3 is the 38th Street Reconstruction Project approval of the assessments, and that's to adopt the assessments, the area of the project, and passage resolution ordering the abandonment and removal of areaways located at the public right-of-way in conflict with the project. The other items, item 4 is the bid for the Hennepin-Lindale Avenue Reconstruction Project, and that's to accept the low bid of Meyer Contracting for an estimated expenditure of $10,227,254.25 to furnish and deliver all materials for that project. Early signature of the mayor is requested. And the last item is a bid for small diameter sanitary sewer cleaning, accepting the low bid of Vortec Hydro for that project for the amount listed. I move all items, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember. The TPW report has been moved for approval. Are there any discussions on any of those items? Not seeing anything. If the clerk would please call the roll.
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
All right. Next item is the report from the Ways and Means Committee, and that report today will be given by Councilmember Palmisano.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's 10 items for approval from the Ways and Means Committee. The first is a legal settlement with Ryan Companies. The second is grant contracts and appropriation of funds from the Byrne Criminal Justice Grant with Little Earth and the passage of the resolution to approve it. Third is the donation of billboard display. Fourth is a contract for the Creative City Challenge Art Competition Project. 5 is our fourth quarter 2015 gift acceptance. 6 is a contract for employee engagement survey services work. 7 is gift acceptance for 2016 conference expenses for Deb Parker, our city's Director of Security Services. 8 is a contract amendment with IBM for our Intelligent Operations Platform software. 9 is a contract amendment with Virant America for 311's system support. And number 10 is the application for the U.S. Department of Transportation Smart City Challenge. Happy to answer any questions.
Removing that report then, Councilmember?
I move that report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Councilmember Palmisano has moved the report of the Ways and Means Committee. Any discussion on any of those items? Not seeing any. If the clerk could please call the roll.
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
Okay. And that carries. That report is approved. Next, we have the report from the Zoning and Planning Committee. And that report will be given by Councilmember Bender.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have 4 items from Zoning and Planning. Item number 1 is granting an appeal for a side yard setback variance at the Mount Olivet Careview home. Item number 2 is approving council reappointments for 3-year terms to our Zoning Board of Adjustment for 3 excellent Zoning Board of Adjustment commissioners. We are lucky to have them signing up for another round of service here. Item number 3 is denying an application for rezoning at 1844 Central Avenue Northeast and directing staff to draft the findings and adopting those findings. Item number 4 is approving an application for an alley vacation at 4801 France Avenue South. I will move the 4 items.
Okay, Councilmember Bender has moved the approval of the zoning and planning report. Are there any discussion on those items? Not seeing any. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
Thank you. The next order of business is the introduction and referral calendar. This lists those ordinances that are being presented to us for the first reading and referral to the proper standing committees. Unless there's an objection, I'll read each introduction, and then we'll take a vote at one time on all the items. So pursuant to notice, we have 7 ordinances to formally introduce and give a first reading and make committee referrals as part of today's introduction and referral calendar. And those items are, number 1, an ordinance by Councilmember Goodman to amend Title 12, Chapter 242 of the Code of Ordinances related to membership and processes for the Housing Board of Appeals. Item number 2 is the ordinance by Councilmembers Fry and Johnson to amend Title 11, Chapter 223 of the Code of Ordinances related to the decriminalization of marijuana. Next is an ordinance by Councilmember Gordon to amend Title 11 of the Code of Ordinances, adding a new Chapter 236, adding provisions for the licensure and regulation of emergency shelters. Item number 4 is an ordinance by Councilmember Johnson to amend Title 13, Chapter 59 of the Code related to after-hours work permits related to air pollution, environmental protection, and construction activities. 5 is an ordinance by President Johnson and Vice President Glidden to amend Title 2, Chapter 24 of the Code, incorporating prevailing wage requirements for public improvement contracts. 6 is an ordinance by Vice President Glidden and Councilmember Yang to amend Title 17, Chapter 427 of the Code to repeal prohibitions about congregating on streets and sidewalks. Item 7 is an ordinance by Councilmembers Fry and Gordon to amend Titles 3, 5, and 13 of the Code to restructure annual pollution control billing fees. We also have 2 items that are being presented for introduction, first reading, and referral that require unanimous consent. Those 2 items are a motion by Councilmembers Bender and Goodman to bypass prior notice requirements and to introduce and refer the subject matter of an ordinance amending Title 20 of the Code of Ordinances related to the regulation and expansion of pedestrian-oriented overlay districts, and a motion by Council Members Bender and Goodman to bypass prior notice requirements and to introduce and refer the subject matter of an ordinance amending Title 20 of the Code related to the amendments pertaining to regulations of drive-through facilities. Are there any questions of those introductions? And may I have a motion to approve the introduction and referral calendar?
So moved.
Councilmember Goodman, I assume you're second. Okay, thank you. Is there any question on those introductions? All in approval, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. That carries, and unanimous consent is provided for the other 2 items. The next order of business is resolutions. We have 3 honorary resolutions this morning, and those include a resolution declaring March 10th as World Kidney Day. The second honorary resolution is declaring March 21st as World Down Syndrome Day. And the third resolution declares February 5th as National Wear Red Day. May I have a motion to adopt those honorary resolutions?
So moved.
And seconded? Thank you. All in approval of those resolutions, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. And those carry. Thank you very much. The next order of business is our unfinished business category on the agenda. We have the variance site plan review appeal from Wells Fargo that was postponed from the January 15th meeting. This item was brought forward from the Zoning and Planning Committee. Councilmember Bender would like to speak to this item, I believe.
Mr. Chair, I'm happy to move this item. Brief explanation, this was to allow time for Wells Fargo to bring forward a agreement to provide the extra parking that we allowed them to have above what was allowed and the maximum parking requirements there, and make those spaces available to the community. So they have submitted that, staff has reviewed it, so I'm happy to move to grant this appeal.
Thank you very much. Is there any discussion on that motion by Bender? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bender.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Chair Quincy.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
Okay. Our next order of business is under new business. We have a notice by Vice President Glidden and myself to introduce at the next meeting the subject matter of an ordinance amending the code to add a new chapter 18A for a target market program, and that notice is given. I think our final items today are announcements. Are there any announcements before us from any council members? Councilmember Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to note that the Winter Cycling Congress is going to be held in Minneapolis coming up next week, February 2nd to the 4th. This is, I think, an exciting opportunity for us to showcase what we have to offer. This is an international conference, and so we'll have people from all over the world coming here. So let's hope for some good snow so that they can see what real winter cycling is all about.
Very good. Any additional announcements? Not seeing any. I'll make the final announcement. Of course, today begins the pond hockey championships at Lake Nokomis. So you're all invited to come out to the beautiful shores of Lake Nokomis, which are currently frozen. And the weather's going to be so nice, I think you can probably ride your bikes for the next couple of days. So just wanted to make sure people knew that those championships will be going on this weekend at Lake Nokomis. Alondra Cano has a announcement.
I'm so sorry, Councilmember John Quincy.
Sure.
I just remembered, tomorrow is the Art Sled Rally at Powderhorn Park. So families are invited to come and bring a sled or share a sled. There will be a lot of really amazing sleds that have been built over the last couple of weeks. And hopefully we'll have some snow still on the ground to be able to run our sleds down Powderhorn Hill. So if folks want to come, I believe it starts at 2 p.m. and it'll probably run for about 2 hours.
Thank you. Not seeing any additional announcements. So with that, council members, I think we're completed all matters on the agenda for today's meeting. With nothing else to come before the council, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. And seconded. And all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That item carries, and we are adjourned. Thank you very much.